And there you have Rhapsody number 3, the originals. The original Rhapsody with the title track off of Power of the Dragon Flame. Before that was a track by Luca Turilli's Rhapsody off of their CD Prometheus. And then before that, Rhapsody of Fire with a track off of their new disc. The disc is called The Eighth Mountain, and the track was called March Against the Tyrant. It's 9 o'clock or so here on WVLP. I'm Ken the Metal Professor. We're winding down on Mostly Metal so that we have plenty of time for the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program in about 10 minutes so that you can hear the delayed audio recap of last night's event called Reputation, put on by Pro Wrestling King and Extreme Sports Entertainment over at our neighbor's house in Knox, Indiana. Normally, I would click a button here and you'd hear a little intro music. I'm not going to do that because that kills like a minute, and I'm already going to be crunched for time as it is to play this audio recap of last night's show down in Knox, Indiana for you, so I don't want to waste any more time. Of course, look what I'm doing. I'm wasting time talking. When this gets posted to YouTube in a couple of days, I'll put the little introduction at the front of it. So if you feel awkward listening to this without hearing that introduction, it's okay. You can go make it right later on. So just pretend there is music, crowd noise. You heard ding, 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 and I say, hey, this is the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program, and this is what happened last night in Knox, Indiana. This is Ken the Metal Professor, and I am in the house at the Washington Township Community Center in Knox, Indiana, for the pro wrestling event put on by Extreme Sports Entertainment and Pro Wrestling King called Reputation. It is Saturday, March 2nd. The show is going to start at 5 p.m., which is pretty exciting. That means the show's going to be done by about 7:30 or 8, and I'm going to be home and in bed by 8:45 or 9 o'clock. That's unusual for wrestling shows like this, so old men like me appreciate the timing. I will, as usual, be recording audio from during the show, compressing it down into about half an hour or 45 minutes so that you can hear the highlights on the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. I lied, 50 minutes. WVLP 103.1 FM from Valparaiso, Indiana. The main show will be underway in just a couple of minutes, and I will check back in at that time. And the show is underway here in Knox, Indiana. Ring announcer Ryan Anderson has made his way to the ring.
Good evening, Knox, Indiana. Welcome to Pro Wrestling King's Reputation. Are you ready for your opening contest? Which is scheduled for one fall. And is officiated by Rep Keith. Introducing first.
I like it when we get right to the action right away. Let's see who the first entrants are. Jared Kripke was coming out for a nice introduction, and he didn't even get a chance to get introduced properly because Ryan Epic raced out from the back and attacked him outside the ring. And so this match is underway unexpectedly. The two are in the ring. The bell is rung, so I guess we're going with it. That was a nice smack. Jared Kripke has taken his shirt off, so he means business now. Ryan Epic gave Jared Kripke a suplex into the turnbuckles, and when he hit, the bottom turnbuckle snapped and broke off of the ring post. Never one to miss an opportunity. Ryan Epic then used the loose rope as a choker to strangle Jared Kripke for a little bit. Now they're back in the ring. After being on the receiving end for a while, Jared Kripke got the upper hand, and he did a tilt-a-whirl head scissors to Ryan Epic, flinging him outside the ring and into the laps of people in the front row. And if you just heard that sound of flesh hitting concrete, that was Jared Kripke doing a suicide dive out of the ring onto Ryan Epic. Kripke almost had a 3 count after a splash from the top rope. Jared Kripke has defeated Ryan Epic with a small package. He was defending the honor of Knox because Ryan Epic was thinking he was about to win, and as he was planning to put on his finishing move to Jared Kripke, he shouted, "I'm going to win and go back to a place with internet." And then Kripke rolled him up for the 1, 2, 3. And Epic just picked up the piece of turnbuckle padding that came loose when that bottom rope snapped and threw it across the room. And now it looks like they're going to try to repair the lower rope.
Anything can happen at a PWK event, so just give us one moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get that rope out of the way. Have you guys ever been to a show where the rope broke? Now you have. The Orndorff Championship is on the line. The PWK North American Championship is on the line. The winner will take all tonight. Are you ready, Knox? Introducing first.
As you heard from ring announcer Ryan Anderson, this is a title versus title match. The lower rope is gone. They're proceeding without it. Mitchell Taylor is the PWK North American champion. The crowd is greeting him with a chant of Burger King. He comes out in big, fancy, flowing robes with fur and a crown. He will be taking on Ray Orndorff, who holds the Orndorff Championship, and so the winner of this match will have both. Soundman Eric King has just played the audio from an old Burger King commercial. The crowd really enjoyed it. Mitchell Taylor, not so much. I believe the royal personage is about to speak.
You know, I owe the good people of Knox an apology. I've been a little hard on you. Today, when I was riding up here in the limo, I couldn't sleep because of the smell. And I noticed all the blight. Anyone that lives in an area with all this blight is bound to be unemployed, poor, and stupid. It's really not your fault. So I wanted to relate a little bit more to the people of Knox. So I had my butler do some research. He put me in touch with a guy named Jeff Foxley. And he suggested some things I could say to you that might make you feel better, repair our relationship, make me a little more relatable to the average person. So if you think Arby's is a gourmet meal, you might be from Knox. If I may continue. If you met your wife at your family reunion, you might be from Knox. Yeah, I'm looking at you, pal. If your cholesterol count is higher than the value of your car, you might be from Knox. And finally, if you ever cheered for a dime store imitation like Ray Orndorff, you are definitely from Knox.
Hailing from the Hamptons, he is the reigning and defending Pro Wrestling King North American Champion. He is the King, Mitchell Taylor. And introducing his opponent in this title versus title contest.
Ray Orndorff has been introduced. Mitchell Taylor is still prowling around the ring, interacting with the fans in a not so positive fashion. Orndorff is encouraging the crowd to chant chicken at him because he won't get in the ring, and Taylor snuck in and attacked Orndorff from behind while Orndorff was taking off his ring jacket. The inaugural slap to start off the match. Mitchell Taylor had Ray Orndorff in the corner and gave him 2 knife-edge chops. Orndorff flipped things around and just gave him 3 in a row and followed up with some punches. And now in the midst of all that, the ref got in the way, has gotten bumped and knocked down. Mitchell Taylor is holding his briefcase, ready to pounce on Orndorff, while the ref is down on the mat. Orndorff saw it coming, delivered a stunner to Taylor. He could probably go for the pinfall, but the ref is still out. Mitchell Taylor has discovered that one benefit of no third lower rope being around the ring is that it's easier to get away. Ref Randy is back up, demanding that the action come back into the ring, but Orndorff and Taylor are not listening. Orndorff and Taylor are trading slugs back and forth outside the ring. The count is up to 7. Still trading blows. The count at 9 and the count at 10. This match ends in a double countout.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has disqualified both competitors as a result of a double countout. Missouri. She is the queen of Maine, Renee Van Peebles. Renee Van Peebles. And introducing her opponent for the evening. Representing the Yellow Nation, K.O. Kendra.
All right, so we have our first women's match for Pro Wrestling King in 2019. This event being their inaugural event, I believe. K.O. Kendra and Renee Van Peebles. KO Kendra just put Renee Van Peebles down on the mat with a forearm blast, and now she's on the top rope. Big old frog splash. And that's the 3 count she's been looking for.
Contest is scheduled for 1 fall. It's officiated by Big John Cooper. It is a fatal 4-way #1 contendership for your PWK Heritage Championship. The winner can cash in his #1 contendership at a future PWK event. Introducing first. The Polish heartthrob has demanded that you show respect for his homeland of Poland, or he will exit the building immediately. Hailing from Krakow, Poland, weighing 70 kilograms, he is the Polish heartthrob, Jared Stolka.
That's so strange. Normally, people from other countries that demand the crowd respect them works pretty well. I don't know what went wrong there.
He hails from Detroit Rock City, Shady Chris representing the Rat Pack, weighs 150 pounds. Hailing from the Bay Area, he is picture perfect Jordan Silver. He hails from Brazil, Indiana, Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, the official has removed the Rat Pack from ringside.
This fatal 4-way is about to start. Jiu-Jitsu is going to have his hands full. He's the only person that the crowd likes even a little bit. The ref has chased away the excess members of the Rat Pack who are out here with Jordan Silver. So the crowd has serenaded away the members of the Rat Pack that aren't actually in the match. As Ryan Anderson said earlier, the winner of this match becomes the #1 contender for the PWK Heritage Championship. And they can ask for a match at any upcoming PWK event. The Polish heartthrob is showing his muscles. Jordan Silver is just standing bored in a corner. Shady Chris Zion is jawing with the crowd as usual. Jiu-Jitsu just wants to get things underway. Chris Zion is trying to strategize with the Polish heartthrob and Jordan Silver. He's arguing that if the 3 of them gang up on Jiu-Jitsu, there will be 1 person less in the match. But his plan backfired. For the first time in quite a while, all four are in the ring. They had been kind of trading in and out with two people in the ring and other two outside. Now Jordan Silver is up, sitting on the top turnbuckle. Joe and the Polish Heartthrob had been about to do a double team suplex, and Chris Zion came over and threw all three of them off the ropes at the same time. And that was that big thud you just heard. And now it looks like Zion is going to try to pin Joe Jitsu. Oh, nope. He's laid Joe out flat. He's rolled the Polish Heartthrob out of the ring. Jordan Silver's out of the ring. Zion's up on the top rope. Tried a swanton bomb onto Joe Jitsu, but Joe rolled out of the way. So Zion is in bad shape now. The Polish Heartthrob is groggy and rolling back into the ring slowly. Jordan Silver is just kind of laying there. Joe is the only one on his feet at the moment. And he's gone back to pick up shady Chris Zion. Zion twisted him around and got him into a neck breaker. Now Joe's rolling away, and the Polish Heartthrob is grabbing on to Chris Zion. And the Polish Heartthrob is thrown out of the ring by Jordan Silver. Silver and Joe are rolling Chris Zion away. And Chris Zion actually gets the pin on Joe Jitsu.
And here's your winner as a result of pinfall in the new number one contender for the heavy championship, Chris.
Shut your damn mouth. I'm the damn winner. I'm going to be the champion.
18th birthday. So can you please give a big round of applause? And could you please do me the honor in helping me sing Happy Birthday to Lexi? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lexi. Happy birthday to you.
Ref Lexi was just presented with a cake in the middle of the ring for her 18th birthday. And ring announcer Ryan Anderson's golden voice is going out over the radio.
You're listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program on WVLP 103.1 FM in Valparaiso, Indiana. I'm Ken the Metal Professor. We're halfway through delayed audio coverage of last night's event put on by Pro Wrestling King in Knox, Indiana. What you just heard was audio from the first half. Coming up next is audio from the second half. I don't know if there's going to be enough time before the end of the hour to play the entire audio coverage of the second half. I've already edited it down, and it is what it is, and I need to make way for Punk Rock Radio at 10 o'clock. So if I have to fade things out before it's totally done, don't panic. In a couple of days, you can head to YouTube, look up NWIWRAP episode 71, and you'll hear the whole thing. I always put the wrestling coverage up onto YouTube after it's been out on the air so that you can always recover it. And I think more people listen to it on YouTube than they do here on WVLP. Anyway, so here you go. Half two of Pro Wrestling King's show Reputation from Knox, Indiana, last night, March 2nd.
Can you rednecks hear me? Now I wonder what's going through your heads right now. So I'm going to clear a few things up. You might be asking yourself, is that a banana in your pocket or are you happy to be in Knox, Indiana? I can gladly say it is a banana. Because I hate each and every one of you redneck hillbillies. I can eat this banana in one bite. Challenge! I said I can eat this banana in one bite. I said it would only take me one time to bite it. I said it would take me less than 2 times, more than 0 times to bite it. I said it would take me 1 times to bite it. I said it would take me 1 time to bite it. Mr. Announcer Man, hold by banana.
Well, this is Ames.
Wonderland, California, weighing 169 pounds. He is Mr. Inappropriate. He is the manliest princess. This is Ames! And introducing his opponent for the evening. 180 pounds. He is one half of the tag team legend. Terry. He is the answer. Matt O'Hare.
Matt O'Hare has brought his own banana to the ring.
Don't tease me with a good time. Well, that would be an interesting Friday night, wouldn't it?
He took a giant bite out of the banana, and now his mouth is full, and we can't understand what he's saying. But almost time for Matt O'Hare versus Ames. And apparently this match is brought to you by Dole. While this match is going on, there's a third banana sighting. Ring announcer Ryan Anderson was just spotted eating a banana off on the side of the venue by his table. Matt O'Hare was up on the top rope, ready for a big splash onto Ames. Ames shoved ref Lexi into the ropes. That bounced Matt O'Hare off of the turnbuckle, and he crotched himself on the top rope. That was unfortunate. After all that, Ames got a 2 count, but that was all. He's getting a little frustrated. Not only with Matt O'Hare, but with the fans in the front row that are giving him a hard time. Now it's Ames' turn to go up onto the top rope on the turnbuckle. He tries a Swanton Bomb and misses. Swanton Bombs are 0 for 2 tonight. And he got kicked in the face by O'Hare. And now it's O'Hare's turn to go up to the top yet again. Let's see what happens now. Oh, big elbow drop. And 3 count.
And here's your winner as a result of that pinfall. Who enter Matt O'Hare. Representing the Yellow Nation, they are the team of the King, Miles Mercer. He is just amazing. Together, they are F-O-E! Introducing their opponents for the evening, the champions.
We're about to have a tag team match for the PWK Tag Team Championships. That was kind of weird. The challengers, FOE, Midas Mercer and Just Amazing, came out. And then Ref Big John came out and told Ref Randy that he had this covered. And Ref Randy went off to the back. I've never seen a ref change for a match like that before. I wonder what's up. I also wonder who the tag team champions are, because it's been a while since I've seen a PWK show and I just don't remember. That long dramatic musical pause before they actually come through the curtain. Oh boy. Diesel Troxy and Steven Drochner of the Rat Pack. They're out here with their manager, with Jordan Silver.
They are the team of Diesel Troxy, Steven Drochner. They are the reigning and defending Pro Wrestling King Tag Team Champions. They are the Red Pack.
Maybe someday this little clip will be up on YouTube, courtesy of Pro Wrestling King, but the Rat Pack were standing outside the ring. Just Amazing went for a tope suicido, and right when he was running through the ropes, he got clobbered and bounced back into the ring. The Rat Pack was celebrating how smart they were, and while they were celebrating, he just fired it up again, bounced off one side of the ring, and up and over with a helicopter rotation, the old tope con hilo. That was a nice sequence. Much better than I made it sound. But after all the acrobatics, now Just Amazing and Steven Drochner in the ring, just trading clobberins. And the manager of the Rat Pack tripped up just amazing when he was coming off the ropes. Now the Rat Pack is distracting the ref while there's a pinfall going on. Things are sort of back to normal now with Steven Drochner and Midas Mercer in the ring together. The Rat Pack have been playing the numbers game all along with distractions and outnumberings and cheatings and reaching in from outside the ring by the manager. Jordan Silver's out here at ringside. He's not supposed to be in the match, but somehow he keeps having an influence on it. If you remember, we had the ref switch at the start of the match where it looked like Ref Randy was going to have the match, and then Ref John came out to take his place. I believe his name is Ref John. This is the first time I've seen him. And if he came out because he thought he would have a better chance keeping control of this thing, I think he was mistaken. Midas finally got to tag out. So he gets to recover while Just Amazing takes over in the ring for a little bit. He's getting the upper hand because he's been getting a good rest for a while. The Rat Pack's been very busy, so they're kind of tired. Just Amazing heading for the top rope at the turnbuckle. He missed a big rotation splash. I'm not going to count whether it was a 360 or a 450. Oh, after that, the ref's distracted. Diesel Troxy gets a chain from his manager. Oh, but he doesn't get the pinfall. He hit Just Amazing with the chain while the ref was distracted. So I expected a pinfall at that point, but he actually didn't get it because Midas came back in to save his partner and stop the pinfall. Now he's getting clobbered by Steven Drochner. This match is very busy. The ref is clearly trying to explain that one of the Rat Pack has to get into their corner. Yet both of them remain in the ring. Well, Diesel Troxy's out because he just got drop kicked out of the ring. Steven Drochner tried to jump back into the ring and got punched in the stomach for his troubles. Steven Drochner just went upside down and vertical after getting a stunner. And he gets pinned. New tag team champs. The Rat Pack succeeded in convincing the ref that the chain that was in the ring had been used by FOE. So the ref has reversed his decision.
If you want to see that match down the line, July 21st, make some noise right now.
Ryan Anderson's trying to sell the match, the rematch at the next PWK event here. Now we're planning way ahead because that's not going to be till July 21st.
All right, ladies
March,
and gentlemen,
April, May, June, July. What's that, like 4 months from now? 4.5 months?
You know that
The crowd's not having it. They want the rematch now.
PWK Superstars going today has issued an open challenge. The following contest is an invitational. He stands 6 feet 6, weighing 355 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Steeples!
Jeff Steeples has issued an open challenge, and that's going to take place now. I'm not sure if he's just going to have one contestant, one opponent, or almost like a gauntlet match, because Ryan Anderson called it an invitational, which makes it sound like more than one person might be invited. Well, I like his entrance music.
She is the plant-based powerhouse. She is Sadie Vanderkamp.
Well, this is definitely an open challenge because Sadie Vanderkamp is Jeff Steeples' first opponent. Jeff Steeples isn't impressed with his competition. He's shouting at the back for a better opponent. But the match is going to start, whether he likes it or not. Sadie starts off with an arm bar and then a hammerlock. Now a headlock. So she's got the fundamentals down. But Jeff Steeples shoves her into the rope. She rebounds and he gives her a shoulder block down to the mat. Oh, but she managed to trip him up when he was rebounding. It looks like she's trying to get him into like a surfboard sort of thing. Yeah, she tried to get him to submit, but it's way too soon for that.
Introducing next.
Well, she didn't go down easy, but after a while, Sadie Vanderkamp was pinned. Here comes somebody Jeff Steeples' size. Anthony Lee gently rolls Sadie Vanderkamp out of the ring. This is a more appropriate matchup for Jeff Steeples. Probably approaching 600 pounds of people in the ring, not including the ref. Let's hope the ring holds up. We're already down a rope. There have been a couple of huge power moves between these two guys. One power slam in particular jarred the ring so much that ref Randy got knocked over into the corner. Anthony Lee just pinned Jeff Steeples. It might be a good thing because I think they may have actually damaged the ring from their mass coming down together.
Anybody want to take it?
Well, I hope the takeaway from that previous match wasn't that Anthony Lee needed Sadie Vanderkamp to soften up Jeff Steeples before he could get a win. So three refs, a security guard, and a Jared Kripke all came out to peek under the ring after that match. You must have thought something was wrong, but Jared Kripke comes back out from under the ring with a thumbs up. So I think it's ready for the main event. Yeah, as long as the main event has smaller people in it, it should be all right.
Last call. Have your red
So it's about 20 minutes to 8. We're all heading for the main event here, so this show ought to be done by about 8 or 8:15. Half an hour drive home. I'm going to be home by 9. I can probably squeeze in a couple of episodes of Blake 7 before I fall asleep. That's going to be exciting. I've gone down the rabbit hole of old TV shows that I used to watch, and I found all the old Blake 7 episodes on YouTube, and I realized that while I was busy watching that show on late night PBS on weekends back in the day, I never actually saw the first season, and it's pretty darn good. So I am looking forward to getting home and watching that. I don't know why you care, but there we go.
37. Introducing to my left, representing the Rat Pack, Sean Tyler. And introducing to my right, representing the Rat Pack, Tony Thunder.
The story here is that Sean Tyler was ready to be in his match for the PWK Kingdom Championship, but his Rat Pack compatriot Tony Thunder came out to the ring, and Sean Tyler was reminded that both of them have valid reason to consider themselves the number one contender, and so an impromptu singles match between these two, and the winner of this match goes on to face the champion for the title. So we're not quite to the main event yet. This is the kind of sub-main event. If this cuts into my Blake 7 time, I might have to write in a letter. The ref has called for the bell because both the gentlemen in the ring decided to low blow each other at the same time.
He has declared this match a double disqualification. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The referee has determined this is a double disqualification.
Well, that's awkward because this match was supposed to determine who was going to go on and be in the match for the PWK Heavyweight Championship. And Tony Thunder and Sean Tyler have made Rat Pack peace. Oh, Tony Thunder with a double stunner, though. Tony Thunder is taking off his Rat Pack shirt. I think he's done with them. Now, here comes the rest of the Rat Pack out from the back to wonder what the heck is going on. I believe that was his letter of resignation from the Rat Pack. Is Sean Tyler still supposed to have his title match?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your main event of the evening. It is scheduled for one fall. It's officiated by Rap King Introducing first, now residing in Peru, Indiana. He weighed the scene at 200 pounds. He is the one-man wondering, Noah Walker. And introducing his opponent for the evening, he hails from Angel Grove, California, and weighing the scene at 204 3/4 pounds. He is the absolute answer, Nick Cutler.
So our main event is Noah Walker against Nick Cutler in a number 1 contendership match for the PWK Kingdom Championship. I must have just gotten totally confused as to what was going on in that last match. I thought Sean Tyler was out to be in the main event. And then that led to a match between him and Tony Thunder, but apparently he was just out to make a statement, and his statement turned into a match between him and Tony Thunder, and he hadn't had anything to do with the main event at all anyway. At least that's what I think is happening now. But this is the main event, Nick Cutler, Noah Walker. After a sequence of moves and counter moves, Nick Cutler finally just picked up Noah Walker and draped him across the top rope. Walker still hasn't quite recovered. And now Cutler's got him in a stretch, abdominal stretch. It's a submission hold, but Noah Walker isn't giving up. Cutler and Walker just took each other out with a double clothesline. The ref is counting on both of them. Up to a count of 5. They're both to their feet. They're trading elbows and then a whip into the rope. Looks like Walker's coming out of this with the upper hand. Two atomic drops in a row. Now a flying clothesline. But not enough. Walker was signaling that he was about to give a big elbow to Cutler. Cutler ducked under it and whipped him around, and now he has him in a headlock. A submission lock. Is this the LaBelle lock? I don't know. I only know that word from watching SmackDown anyway. Oh, and Walker's arm almost went down for the 3 count, but he managed to find some energy there, and he's trying to push himself up and out of this submission hold. He's trying to get over to the side, but there's no lower rope, so he's going to have to reach really far. But Cutler flips onto his other side to intercept him, put himself between Walker and the ropes. And it looks like Walker has submitted.
And here's your winner as a result of submission and the new #1 contender. He is the absolute answer, Nick Cutler.
The ref already split. Cutler wants the ref back in the ring to raise his hand in victory. There he goes. The ref just raised his hand. Cutler's happy now. Now he's up in the corner, saluting the crowd. And the ref gets to go away a second time. All right, well, the next PWK show here in Knox is going to be quite a ways away, July 21st. But other things coming up on the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. For example, next weekend, March 10th, you're going to hear from the promoters of the new promotion Wicked Pro Wrestling, which will be debuting in Valparaiso at Zal Island later in March. And then the week after that, we'll have a talk with Rancid Joey Rack. He's a member of the family from ARW Pro.
May 4th in Peru, Indiana, our 250th show. July 6th, we headline the Stark County Fair. That's a free admission show. And you want to know our next
Ryan
show
Anderson
right
is
here,
running down a few Pro Wrestling King shows. Their next show overall is not all the way off in July, just the next one here in Knox is going to be July 21st.
Every month or so. So we hope that you show up. We hope you have fun. Did you guys have fun tonight? You guys going to be here July 21st? July 6th? All right, ladies and gentlemen, say hi to your favorite superstar on your way out. Get a
Let's call this a wrap. So long, folks.